Hello Internet! We are going to jump into the second game of the best of 3 with Aaron, CYBERTRON, Zeng, everyone's favourite YouTuber, and hopefully we can carry on our momentum from the first game, because he was using the Mewtwo team that he's been using recently on his channel, and I've been using my Gravity team still, and it was a pretty decisive win, I think, but obviously Aaron is one of the best players in the world, so even though I won that first game, you know, not necessarily comfortably, maybe if his Gengar had woken up first turn, things might have been a little bit different, but, you know, either way, I'm not, you know, obviously not counting any chickens just yet. We're going to see how he's going to try and adapt to me. He might lead with his Ferrothorn this game. That would not surprise me. But what else? I wonder if he'll bring his Mewtwo this time. Because last game, he used the Gengar, Groudon, Ferrothorn, and Landorus. That Landorus, yeah, was potentially an issue. If the Gravity had ended on that last turn, then we would have had some rolls maybe, but I should have survived an Earthquake, gone for a Rock Tomb, and then another Rock Tomb, and it should have been alright, but yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that Ferrothorn. I think it's going to lead with a Ferrothorn here. But I don't see really... I was comfortable going with Kyurem last game, so I'm comfortable going with Kyurem again. We'll go Whimsicott Groudon again. He might expect me to switch up my leads, but either way, I think Kyurem gives his team quite a lot of problems. I'm pretty sure that Mewtwo won't have Trick Room. Pretty sure the Gengar doesn't have Trick Room. Salamence, if it has got Tailwind, isn't going to appreciate sitting in front of a Kyurem. Landorus, I think it's Banded. I think Banded is one of the most common items. But you never know. I mean, it could be Scarf, for all I know. Could be Life Orb, could be anything. But same leads again. And he... oh! This is Kyurem's field day, really. Unless this Landorus is Choice Scarfed and goes for a superpower onto my Kyurem. If it is Scarfed, it has to be Jolly Scarf to outspeed my Kyurem. So I'm going to go for a Gravity, and I'm going to go for a Blizzard. He must have anticipated me to switch my leads up, thinking that he would lead with his Ferrothorn. That has to be it. But no, the Landorus. Yeah, so the Ferrothorn's coming out now. The Salamence will be protecting here too. The Ferrothorn is really not going to appreciate 2 Blizzards though. Gravity in the last game lasted a little bit longer than normal as well, because I got the Gravity turn 2. Because I've sort of had to go for the Gravity turn 1 here, it means it won't be lasting quite as long in the game. So now I've got a choice. Do I sacrifice my Kyurem here? Do I let it go down? Honestly, I think I do. He's got to Gyro Ball my Kyurem here. He really has got to do that. I'll Blizzard. The Salamence will switch out though into... well, not into Landorus. I'm thinking he's brought Groudon in the back, so I'll get a good chunk onto his Ferrothorn, and I'll get a good chunk onto his Groudon. If he does Gyro Ball my Kyurem, I'll be able to bring in my Groudon in the future, the next turn, and then I can quash too. So I'm fine. Just going for a Blizzard, obviously, and the Ferrothorn won't be protecting here. It has to attack. So just for the sake of it, I'm going to go for a Taunt onto the Ferrothorn and my Blizzard. Yeah, so this is probably his Groudon coming in. Oh, it's his Landorus. Okay, so he's just sacrificing his Landorus. So we're getting a knockout, but he will be knocking out my Kyurem here. I suppose he probably played through the game in his head a little bit and thought that if he did bring his Groudon in, then it would invite me to bring my Groudon in, and I can just quash on that. So there is obviously a freeze chance here on the Ferrothorn as well. We've had two freeze chances, so two 10% chances. Neither of them come into fruition, but I don't mind losing my Kyurem here too much. Ooh, or not. What? How did my Kyurem survive that? That is not normal. Maybe his Ferrothorn is fast? Maybe his Ferrothorn doesn't have much attack investment? I would have thought that... I mean, Kyurem is quite bulky naturally. Well, that's just helped me out a whole, a massive amount, actually. Kyurem is quite bulky naturally, but I am Scarfed. I'm weak to steel. So I'm very surprised. Even a Ferrothorn with little attack investment, I would have thought would have one-shot my Kyurem. So maybe, that has to have been like a low roll for him. This next turn, then, I'm going to go for a feint. I just need to decide which one I'm going to feint. And I think it's going to be the Groudon. Just because the Ferrothorn doesn't bother me that much. Because I have got things that are faster and will outspeed it in the back and knock it out, namely my own Groudon. And getting this damage onto his Groudon means that it is definitely in Precipice Blades from my own Groudon range too. So, unless it gets a critical hit, this won't knock out my Sableye. Right. So we do know that he's got Salamence in the back. And that's all he's got, isn't it, really? So, let's put Whimsicott out. Yeah. Just because we don't want our Groudon getting intimidated, just in case it would allow his Groudon to survive a Precipice Blade. I don't think it would, but don't want to take any chances here. So the game isn't over at all yet. I'm just thinking how I can not mess this up. Well, I don't want him to knock out my Whimsicott. If I lose my Whimsicott this turn, then it probably is game over. So I do need to Grass Whistle one of them. And if I feint, then make sure that I do get the Grass Whistle. I'm going to feint the Salamence and go for the Grass Whistle onto it too. He might be thinking he's got to protect his Salamence and maybe Fire Punch, if he's got Fire Punch, my Whimsicott and hope for the burn to knock it out. Okay, so we hit our Grass Whistle. Sableye's probably going to be going down this turn though. Yeah. This will do probably like 40% to Whimsicott. Yeah, 40-45%. We're just... Because I think Gravity is going to... I'm watching. I don't think Gravity's ended just yet. But... We're playing with sleep turns a little bit now. If he wakes up and goes for a Hyper Voice and... Like, he's not going to protect his Groudon here because he knows I've got Encore. So it just comes down to this 1 in 3 chance if his Salamence wakes up here or not. If it does, then he can knock out my Whimsicott. So I'm going to go for a Rock Tomb here. I know I have still got Gravity up, but I'm going to go for the Rock Tomb here onto the Salamence, just because it will allow my Whimsicott to, as long as it survives this turn, outspeed and Moonblast his Salamence. I'm just going to go for the Grass Whistle on his Groudon just to nullify that. So I think there's a 2 in 3 chance that I've won this game. If he gets the 1 in 3 wake up, the first turn wake up, then we've got a problem. So yeah, I think this game is going to be determined by this one turn. And this one roll. He's got a 33% chance to win. Oh, okay, so he's banking on the Salamence waking up here. Which it does. Okay. So, I think that's just winning the game. Okay, so the reason, like, I was thinking about going for a Protect with my Whimsicott there, but that did a decent chunk to the Salamence, actually. But I thought if he did wake up, he would just be going for a Hyper Voice Precipice Blades, which would knock out my Groudon. If I didn't think, like if I thought he wasn't going to do that, then I would protect my Whimsicott, because then, you know, we'd be in a much better position here now. We'd be able to outspeed, knock out the Salamence, you know, etc, etc. Gravity did end, so maybe we've got to hope for a Precipice Blades miss. So I'll just go for a Rock Tomb again onto the Salamence. But a single target Hyper Voice should knock my Groudon out here. So we had this game in the clutches, and oh, you know, of course we're faster, aren't we? But still, I don't think this is going to knock it out. No, it doesn't. And we didn't get the roll. You know, that's how it goes with this team. So I can't really complain about that. You know, 66% or 67% chance I won the game, and I didn't get it. But you know, that's how it goes. So I hope you've enjoyed this. You know, at least it means we've got a third game going, doesn't it? So we'll put that one on tomorrow, third game tomorrow. So thanks a lot for watching this, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and share, and you know, subscribe too if you haven't already. So thanks a lot, guys, and goodbye for now.